going to start seeds for kale, collards, mustard greens, Swiss chard, and bok choy. So if you want to stick around, I'll show you what I do to start all of these, and then I'm going to put them in my grow room, let them hang out there until they're large enough, and then they'll go out in the greenhouse. First step, I have my little container here to put the soil seed starting mix in. Okay, I just put the seed starting mix in the container and boiled some water in the microwave. I did it for about 8 minutes just to make sure it was really hot. And pouring this in here kills any fungus gnats that are in here in that bag of soil. And I'm just adding enough water so it'll be the consistency of brownie mix. So I'm going to mix that and I'll come back. Okay, the next step is to put earthworm castings into the soil, into the seed starting mix. I put 3 handfuls. I'm just going to mix that up, and then I'll start potting up so I can put the seeds in and then put it under my grow lights in the grow room. And they should be germinating within about a week, maybe a little sooner than that, but that's my next step. Okay, so I'm filling up my little seed starting containers, and I just thumb pack the soil down at the bottom, just kind of awkwardly right now. Just thumb pack that down. And collards are the only ones that are a 1/2 inch deep in depth. The other seeds are 1/4 deep. So I will go ahead and do the collards first and come back after that's done. And I do have this little tool here, little chopstick that I use just to get my depth. Okay, I have 3 collards because I love collards, and I have 1 mustard green, 1 bok choy, 1 dwarf kale, this kale dwarf Siberian, if anybody cares, a Swiss chard ruby, and a Swiss chard Ford hook. So I have shop lights, and I have I think either books or I have one of my seed cases that I'm using just to elevate it so it's close to the lights. Okay, it's been 3 days since I started my seeds, and now I am doing a hydrogen peroxide to water mix, bottom watering, you can see, and the ratio is 1 part hydrogen peroxide to 4 parts water. This was too big. This is fine if you have this full flat. Do that drench for about 30 minutes. And then I'll put them back under the lights, and we'll check it in a couple of days to see what's germinated. Okay, it is Friday morning. I started the seeds on Sunday, and everything has germinated. What really helped accelerate the germination is when I did the hydrogen peroxide to water on, what day did I do that? On Wednesday. So as you can see, everything has germinated, and so now we're just gonna let them hang out in here and keep them watered and bottom watering. I'm not doing any special fertilizer. I'm just gonna do, I have, what's it called? Worm casting tea. I can't talk this morning. Haven't had my coffee yet. But once they get bigger, then I'll start giving them just some liquid fertilizer. Dilute it to 1/4 strength. Probably fertilize every 2 weeks, but we're looking good. I'll keep you posted on their progress. And these are peppers that I'm going to up pot today. But we'll show you all of that once it's done, just what I'm going to up pot, and I'm just going to keep them. I was going to put them in the greenhouse, but I think I'll just let them hang out in here because it's supposed to get really cold. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and split these, put them in their own pot each time. It's going to be really quick. I only have 4 pots. Going to get these back under the lights. Going into the grow room. So I have everything all up potted. Got the mustard greens, collards, Swiss chard, Ford hook variety, kale, dwarf Siberian. I've got 1 tomato plant that was rooted, so I just potted it up because it was in water. So it has roots on it now, so we'll see what happens. Got a bok choy, mustard greens. So these are going to hang out in here like they did last year. And then I had up potted them into root bags. And I had collards and other greens all the way through the winter into the early spring. So it's a good way to do this if you don't have a lot of space, if you have extra room in your house or a corner where you can put this rack. I just bought this rack from Amazon last year, and then I got my shop lights from Walmart, and you just have to make sure the kelvins and the lumens are high enough so that it will help your plants germinate. So, got all my peppers down here. They're going to stay in here. It's too cold to be putting them in the greenhouse, so they'll just hang out in here until they're ready to go outside. And this is very peaceful. It's very good, relaxing, and a good way to relieve stress, gardening. Okay, it is Friday, December 13th, and I started these seeds on the 24th of November. And as you can see, they are thriving. They're looking very good. I fertilized them today. I used a little bit of Miracle-Gro 1/4 strength and just did a bottom water. Just put water in this tray. And then I also watered my peppers that I up potted back on the, I think it was the 7th of December. But what I did is I put water in these trays and just let the water soak up in the bottom. I didn't water the top. Just trying to avoid getting fungus gnats in here. Yeah. So it traps those little buggers. Thank you for hanging out with me for this little time and looking at what's going on in the grow room. Have a wonderful evening.